Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Furman Mini in Palm Harbor, Florida, and guess what? We have it. This is a 2020 Mini John Cooper Works Convertible Edition. And what's rare is finding one of these in the John Cooper Works trim level with a convertible top. That's actually a hard find. But before we get into this, let's talk a little bit about Mini, that iconic brand from England, so small in size, but packing such a punch when it comes to interior space, so many rally wins and rally championships, and just a heritage behind it that makes it such a unique, fun brand. Now with this 2020 John Cooper Works Edition Mini, you're bringing all that rally experience and extra performance, because not only do you get more horsepower under the hood, not only do you get some more aggressive functional styling, but you also get that history. That name, John Cooper Works, goes hand in hand with Mini, just like peanut butter and jelly goes together on some Wonder Bread. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 John Cooper Works convertible and see if this is really that small, compact convertible car that packs performance and fun, rather than going maybe the Mazda Miata route or the Fiat 124 Spider route. Right off the bat, those unmistakable lines of a Mini. Now, for 2020, you're seeing an updating in the styling. They kind of kept the round headlight, but it's a little bit more oval. Daytime running lamps, LED headlamp. When you lift the bonnet or the hood, like we say here in the United States, these actually stay and the circular openings go up with the bonnet. We drop down, you do have these nice flat black functional vents. I love the extension of the front fascia on the corners to allow that extra cooling. We then come across the iconic front end of a Mini, especially a John Cooper Works. You can see that lower portion that's extended. This is going to help increase airflow through the functional ducts. This lower area is also functional. Really love how you're able to separate a John Cooper Works very easily from your standard Mini. You look for this red trim. This red trim is iconic with that name. John Cooper Works, taking the Mini, making it such a rally champion, and having that name on your Mini today really brings not only the name, but also the performance. You have your Mini logo. My only zonk is the hood scoop is non-functional. I wish they would leave that as some type of functional piece, but definitely for a small car, it has aggression. Now, as we go up onto the bonnet, everything is nice and smooth, great rounded curved fenders, because as you raise the bonnet, the fenders, the top of the fenders actually go with it. It's all one piece. When we come around the bend, when you go John Cooper Works, not only are you getting the styling, but you're also getting some performance through some bigger pieces. So you're gonna have an 18-inch wheel. Love the design of the wheel. You got your machined aluminum gloss black, Brembo 4-piston calipers, such a big name when it comes to braking capability. It's gonna slow down this convertible Mini very, very quickly. I love the bright red with the John Cooper Works logo, but it's a 205 on the width, 40 series sidewall. You have a little bit of flat black for your fender flare. And then, like I said, this portion of the fender is actually gonna rise with the bonnet. We go into the rest of it. Love the body indentation, the John Cooper Works badging with your side marker light. And one thing that I love about the styling of Minis, even if you go back to the originals, is the chrome trim. The chrome trim actually follows all the way around. It goes from the windshield all the way down the side of the car. And as we keep moving, you can see that nice flared out lower section on that sill gives it some nice identity, but also is a functional piece for channeling air. You have chrome door handles. We work our way back. We got the top back. Hard to find one of these. It really is. Do the search. You'll really see. But you can notice that chrome trim all the way around. We get to the back. And just like the front has such an iconic look, so does the tail on the business. You're going to get your Union Jack. And when I say Union Jack, we're talking about those British flag insignias that light up with the LED taillights. Now, another zonk is you do have some fake venting here. It looks good, but it's not functional. But what I do love that is functional is the dual exhaust tips right in the center there, the John Cooper Works badge. Such an iconic car. But let's go ahead, pop the bonnet, and see what's powering this Mini. All right, guys, underneath the bonnet is that inline-4 turbocharged engine. So what are we looking at as a power plant? You're looking at a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 228 horsepower, 236 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through an all-new for 2020 8-speed automatic. The zonk of the day is no longer is there currently a manual available. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. MPGs, 25 in the city, 33 on the highway, and this convertible weighs around 3,100 pounds. Now, the other bummer is when you pop the bonnet, it's just a sea of dark black plastic. I wish they would have done something attractive with the engine cover, but like I said, with those openings for those iconic headlights. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this John Cooper Works and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2020 John Cooper Works convertible. Remember, we're trying to compare this to the Fiat 124 Spider, the Mazda Miata, other competitors, but they don't have that unique history that goes back so far. Now, if you were asking me, well, Joe, I'm loving the look of this, that classic look. I like the top-down fun. How much is this particular one? This one MSRP's at $46,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, I loved what they do with the style, especially on this particular option, because you're gonna get some nice beige off-white material to break up the sea of dark. You have a little bit of gloss black. Even the way that they do the door handles in Minis, very unique and fun to the brand. Very, very small pocket there, large enough for a British scone, but it's good to have a little bit of extra space on the door. Now, when you go from the door panel to the dash, this one does have the optional Harman Kardon sound system, soft material both at the top and the bottom, and I love the two-tone. I think that really separates it. John Cooper Works, this one has that checkered flag design built into the dash material, also a nice touch. And then what's great about the organization of the Mini is everything is planned very, very smartly in here to maximize space. So you're gonna have your center infotainment system. It is a touch screen, and you have that iDrive controller that has been taken right from BMW, since BMW does own Mini. This is a 6.5-inch infotainment system. We could go into our navigation and all that great stuff, which is wonderful. We toggle down, and when we look at AC controls, you do have dual climate controls, which is great. Heated seats, but no ventilated seats. And I love the rally style toggle switches. This is for your start stop. This is to go into your sport mode. So when you hit sport, watch this on the dash here. So we go into sport, that's gonna adjust how this Mini behaves. You got your little racetrack there. Very nice touch, and even shows a convertible Mini, which shows that they really thought this through. Down below, you have a nice little cubby here for some Skittles. USBs, you got 2 of them, and a 12-volt, 2 cup holders. Here is your Mini key fob. It's a fun key fob. Looks like a little piece of candy, to be honest with you. You flip it over. You got your buttons on the back. This is all new for 2020. So behind the 2 cup holders, you got an 8-speed automatic transmission. I like the boot with the red stitching, a little bit of gloss black. Down in between the seats, you have your iDrive controller, which you could go through the different options on your 6.5-inch infotainment system. And let me go ahead and throw it in reverse to see the backup camera. So here's your backup camera. You got your sensory technology to keep you safe at all 360, and you got trajectory, which is great. I'll put it back in the park. You got a good old-fashioned e-brake. You open this up, you got wireless cell phone charging. And if you don't like this armrest, which it is a little hard, boom, it's right out of the way. Seats, wonderful. These seats, the way that they're optioned with this lighter color, really breaks up the sea of dark material in here. Manual controls for both the passenger and the driver, but you know what? The stitch work is great, and you have the hamstring extension, which is wonderful. Obviously, with the top up, you're gonna have plenty of headroom. Top down, you don't have to worry about it. Back seats are great too. You got the same stitch work. And what's wonderful about the back seats is that a grown adult could sit back there even with the top up. And I'll show you how seamless the operation is. You have these toggle switches along the top, and we're gonna go ahead and put the top up when you get to the business end. But get on over here. First, I wanna show you behind the wheel of this John Cooper Works Mini. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. I love on the sill panel, the beautiful John Cooper Works welcome you in. You got your seat controls. It would be nice to have power seats, at least for the driver, especially at $46,000. But really where the money is well spent is in the steering wheel. 2-piece leather. I love the stitch work. It looks like a baseball. You got your Mini badge on the horn. tasteful buttons, a little bit of gloss black, the Union Jack, and then the dash I absolutely think is so cool because it looks like it's right from a rally car. You have your speedometer, you have your digital display, that John Cooper Works badging, and the tach over on the left. This one has the optional head-up display as well, which gives you all the information, and they brought over that checkered flag design, which is really brilliant. Let me go ahead though. We're gonna put the top up and show you just how easy it is. You're actually just gonna hit the toggle switch up top. You're gonna push forward, and then little by little, it's gonna come right into play. And there's something I wanna show you at the end before we go to the boot section. So you're gonna get a little bit of a chime. Once the chime sets, that lets you know that you're good to go. What's great about this is that, watch this, say you don't want the whole top down. You just hit it once, and it actually allows you to just open it up like that. So you could have almost like a sunroof enjoyment rather than the whole top going back, or you could just close it back, which is great. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the boot and see what we could put in that trunk space. All right guys, time to get into the boot. You're just gonna hit the button and then you're gonna pull down. So it actually folds down. Now on the convertible, you do have a smaller space. You're only looking about 5.5 cubic feet of space. But you know what? This thing is about top-down fun. You can easily put at least one carry-on back there. And then when you're done and you're ready to go for your drive, boom, ready to rock and roll. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this John Cooper Works convertible for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 John Cooper Works, this one being the convertible. Right now we have the convertible top up. I promise we will put it down in a second. I just want to make sure that you can hear me and we kind of go over some of the basics. Now what's amazing is that being a convertible, you got even more headroom, it seems, in here than in a hardtop, which is going to make it wonderful for you. The driving experience is just so unique and so fun in these minis. I know it's so easy to knock them because maybe they don't have 500 horsepower or they're on the smaller side, but they're just so fun to drive. The steering is so well connected to the front wheels that you know exactly what's going on. Like I said, the downside, the major zonk, is that you can't get a manual right now. They say they're bringing it back. I just don't know why it ever left, to be honest with you. But inside, seats feel great. Armrest is at a great height. You got the head-up display, which is kind of on the lower side, so it's kind of pointless, but hey, you do have that option if you want it. And visibility, that's another thing for a convertible, is really, really awesome. But let's see how she accelerates. On throttle, remember, it's front-wheel drive. That ZF 8-speed drops down. You're getting some nice sound coming from that exhaust. It's just fun. It's just a fun car to drive. It really, really is. Placement of all the instrumentation is spot on. It may feel a little awkward when you first get into it, but I'll admit, I thought the infotainment system was a little too funky for me, but it works. It's clear, it's easy to use. You got that BMW iDrive controller to go through the different settings and whatnot. Seats feel great though. I absolutely love the seats. Steering wheel is my favorite. That's one of my favorite things in this car. Now, obviously, being a convertible, you are going to get more wind noise because you have a cloth top. It's not too bad, to be honest with you. I did put it into manual shift mode, and you have very nice large paddles behind the steering wheel. They are plastic, but they're large and they're perfectly placed. I love the sound. The pops from that exhaust are a ton of fun. It's just, that's what increases the overall driving experience. But I want to do a little acceleration test with the manual shift mode. So on throttle, here we go, first gear. Some pops coming from the back. Shifts are fast. On the brakes, those wonderful Brembos stopping us into this right-hand bend. There we go, now we're talking. It's just fun, it's just a fun car, man. It's just fun, it puts a smile on my face. But just super smooth, and the weight of the steering, I mean, it really feels like you're connected to those front wheels. Remember, the front wheels are doing everything. It's front wheel drive, and you're also getting your steering and, of course, braking from those front tires as well. But overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with this Mini, especially in convertible form. All right, guys, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna put the convertible top down, so we're gonna hit our switch. First, it slides back. See if you want like a Targa style. Then you hit it again, drops the windows, and now we are topless. I know some guys like hearing that, right? You get the little chime and we're good. Now we're top down fun, in the sun, on throttle. You can hear the exhaust a little bit more. What a blast, what a blast. All right, guys, we got the top down fun now, in the sun. The great news is you can really hear the exhaust a lot more, of course, with the top down, but on throttle, second gear. Nice pop on the back. I tell you, it's crazy how when you put a top down, which let me put the side windows up so you can hear me. When you put the top down, it just raises the fun level of any car, especially this John Cooper Works. Now, looking out the back, having the top down, it does block your view a little bit, but it's just one of those things that you kind of know it's going to happen. It's sort of like eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know you're going to get a little bit of peanut butter in between your teeth, but you eat it anyways because you're going to wash it down with some milk. It's the same concept. But the downshifts are so nice. That ZF 8-speed is really, really great transmission. Let's go have some fun and some twisty bits on throttle. On the brakes. Brakes feel amazing. Yee! A screeching tire is a happy tire. And this Mini has got a big smile on its face. Ton of fun, man. You just enjoy driving. That's the best part of this car. It's a blast. Are you the fastest? No, but who cares? You're having a lot more fun than some other cars that have 3 times as much horsepower. I promise you that. But you can use it all. You feel confident. The seats are great. I'm not sliding around, but I'm also not being squeezed either. It's a wonderful experience. It really, really is. And this right-hand bend, nice sweeper. Another nice thing compared to the Miata and the 124 Spider is that the window frame is not near your face. Especially for somebody like myself that's 6 foot tall. It's nice and high and it directs the airflow over and it's not right in your face, which is great. The pops from the exhaust just add that little extra something that makes this car very, very special. Super smooth. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. I guess the one major downside is the price tag. $46,000 is a lot of do-re-mi. So, something to think about. But of course, call up Santos. They want to move this thing. They're willing to talk it over with you, and they'll negotiate, I'm sure. Here we go, one more time, on throttle. Just puts a smile on your face. So, we need to get back to Furman Mini. Hopefully this gave you a nice overview of what this vehicle is about. We're gonna wrap it up and I'll see you in a few seconds. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Furman Mini. I definitely gotta thank Santos, Michael, and the rest of the crew. This thing was a blast to drive. I wish that they still had a manual option. Supposedly they're bringing it back, but what's wonderful is if you don't want to go on a smaller scale, like you want a compact convertible, but you don't want to go as small as a Miata or that 124 Spider, this might be the ticket for you with all that history, the extra performance, not only from the engine, but also braking and handling. But if it's cars like these that you want to keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radius Rise merch. Got to give it up to my British buddy, Tom Motioner, working that camera. He's actually from England. So thank you, Tom, for coming across the pond. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.